What if your podcast could do more than just build an audience? What if it could grow your email list, generate sales, and super fans for your brand all at the same time? It's exactly what hybrid podcasting does. And in this video, I'm going to show you 10 different ways you can use hybrid podcasting to grow your brand, your influence, and your income. And at the end of this video, you'll know how to turn your podcast from a passive audience content channel into a powerful list and brand building machine. Hey, I'm Craig from Castos, where we help podcasters grow through smarter tools, strategy, and execution. And today we're diving into hybrid podcasting. This is that sweet spot between public and private podcasts, the sort of freemium, I'll say Substack-esque model where you offer certain subscriber benefits to some of your best fans. And we're going to show you how you can use it to build a deeper, more profitable connection with your audience. Let's jump into the 10 effective ways to make hybrid podcasting work for you, your business, and your brand. Number one is integrating with your email service provider or your marketing automation tool like Kit. Castos already has an integration with Kit to where you can add people to a private or a hybrid podcast based on certain tags and attributes that someone has in your list. So you might say in your podcast episode, hey, if you want to get an ad-free episode, or you want access to the back catalog, or you want access to new episodes a few days early, join the list and we'll send you that private feed. And from a mechanics perspective, you just tag them or have a custom field or something inside Kit, and then send that via our native integration to Castos. That person will be added as a private subscriber. They get access to those subscriber benefits and just a better version of your podcast. The next one is creating a private kind of personalized experience for your customers and clients, right? Imagine that you have a public podcast. The goal of this is to generate awareness and brand and recognition and reach for your show, but you also want some extra perks for the people that are your existing customers. I love this in the sense of like a financial advisor, an accountant, a tax strategist, a wealth manager. What if, as a way to incentivize people to become your customer or reward them if they already are your customer, you could give them extra content? And this is where, aside from things like early access and back catalog and stuff, you can offer individualized private episodes that are only for those private or hybrid subscribers. The difference there being in a hybrid podcast, you have a mix of public and private content. In a private podcast, obviously, you have only private content. Okay, number three is just straight up selling private exclusive content via Castos integration with Stripe. So you could say, hey, this is a podcast for free. If you want a premium version of it where I release an extra behind the scenes episode every month, you can sign up and here's the link. We integrate with Stripe. Once that payment comes through in Stripe, that sends a signal back to Castos, hey, Bob just signed up for this episode. Bob gets added as a private subscriber. He gets access to that extra content that's premium and only for people who are paying. Castos also has an integration with Apple Podcast subscriptions to where that same functionality I just described exists directly in the Apple Podcast mobile app platform. So if you want to offer private exclusive content to some of your audiences, that can happen either through Stripe or through Apple Podcast subscriptions. Okay, number four is using podcasting as an internal communications tool within a company. So not as a marketing tool to talk outwardly to prospects in the market, but to talk internally to employees and stakeholders within an organization. We work with a lot of larger organizations who use this as a corporate communications methodology, mostly in a strictly private setting, but I can see this in a hybrid setting too, where only certain content is going to go to individuals early, or special content that's going only to certain individuals that are a part of like maybe a business group or something, a location, something like that. The next one for me is repurposing some of your exclusive, maybe paid content as a lead gen strategy to your broader audience. Just to take a step back, to me, with hybrid podcasting, the real opportunity here isn't offering paid content and paid subscriptions. I'm sure some people will do that, but to me, the bigger opportunity, just because it aligns with the bigger opportunity with monetization in general, is growing your email list, getting more people into your audience, and then selling a product or service to them later. And that's what I think this does. Hey, I did a paid webinar or I spoke at an event a couple of months ago. I'm only offering that content to people who are subscribed to the hybrid podcast and they get that content. as a bonus for giving their email address up. To me, that kind of methodology, so whatever the version of that is for you, think about how you can utilize this concept of offering a really valuable piece of content in exchange for somebody's email address. To me, like a private training, speaking at a conference, a special episode, something like that that's free in exchange for an email address is a really great way to go. And if you already have this content from something you did otherwise, it's no extra work off your bat. Just repurpose. Okay, number 6 is connecting to a community like School or Circle or Mighty Networks. This is a really cool one that I've seen happen already since we launched hybrid podcasting just a few weeks ago, is people are taking like a Q&A session that they're doing within their School or Circle community, and they're offering this as a lead gen. Again, this is the lead gen kind of mechanism that I'm seeing over and over. They're offering this as lead gen to people who are in a trial maybe, or who are evaluating joining a community. The theme here is similar, is add value outside of the context of a regular marketing podcast to people who you think could be your best future customers. This next one is a little bit ninja-like, and it is to offer a private podcast experience in conjunction with paid acquisition. And I don't mean paid acquisition for podcast listeners. I mean things like Meta and YouTube ads. How could you say, hey, here's my ad, here's my offer. If you want this experience, drop your email in below. Someone adds their email, they get sent to their marketing automation system like Kit, and then you send them the private podcast as the distribution method to fulfill that promise that you made in the ad. I'm not seeing anybody do this yet, but I want to try it myself because I think, hey, from a personal experience, do I want to like go watch a 20-minute video or read a big old long PDF that I'm never going to do anything about? Or do I want to just be able to listen to somebody's private podcast or hybrid podcast when I'm walking the dog? Well, sure enough, the latter, just because that's how I consume so much more of my content. And so if that's in line with how you think your audience wants to consume content from you, and you want to get in that type of relationship with them longer term, I think pairing the concept of private or hybrid podcasting with paid acquisition as the kind of endpoint or delivery mechanism is a really interesting prospect. Next is offering a hybrid podcast experience or the subscriber benefits behind a hybrid podcast for existing members of your current audience. We talk a lot about this as a way to bring new people in, but what about rewarding people who are already in our audience? Maybe they're already our customers. Maybe they're already on our list. Maybe they're already getting our newsletter or they're in our community. Why don't we just add more value to them? And this goes to like we talk about acquisition or retention. This is much more on the retention side of things is, hey, how can you give more value to people already in your world to have them stick around for longer? In a business or in a brand, it really is about maximizing the experience and in return, the lifetime value of a subscriber or of a customer or of a member. And so, let's think about how we can do this to add more value through the vehicle of podcasting and private and hybrid podcasting. Okay, number 10 is something that we definitely have seen already and is so exciting, and it is using hybrid podcasting as a companion to a blog. There's a lot of AI garbage out there on this already, but what I'm starting to see is creators who like to write as their first way to enter a medium and repurpose that up. A lot of times we talk about distilling it down. You start with video, and then it's audio, and then it's shorts, and then it's written content. What about if we flip that? Hey, if you're a writer at heart, write out your newsletter or write out your blog post for the week, and then record the audio version of that. And the bit of a twist here with hybrid podcasting is, hey, that audio version just isn't available to everybody, or it's not available every week to everybody. You got to drop in your email to get that special version via a hybrid podcast. So I hope this helps kind of paint the picture a little bit of a few. This is just a handful of ways that private and hybrid podcasting can be used, mostly with tools or systems or audiences that you already have to grow your brand, to deepen your relationship with your audience and provide more value, which is all that we're about. And I hope it is for you too. I've been in this business for a while, and hybrid podcasting is by far the most exciting and interesting development that I've seen. And I really hope that it changes your podcasting life too. If you're interested in learning more about hybrid podcasting, there's a link in the description below. If you want to see how to set this up on your account, check out this video right here.